Hey there, it's here! Ninjago City Gardens, set number 71741, coming in with 5,685 pieces and 18 minifigures. The latest in the Ninjago Legacy line, Ninjago City Gardens. So yeah, came out today on January 14th, early access for VIPs. I don't know why there wouldn't be, I don't know why you wouldn't be signed up for VIP, because you get the points and all that stuff. Because I actually used all my points on this set. I think I used it for half of the set, so I didn't even have to pay that much for the set. Well, I've been saving for like a year now, or two, I don't know. But yeah, this set is fantastic. And it's also a real pain in my butt, but I'm going to let it slide because this thing is fantastic. And I haven't even built it yet. Ninjago City, the first set that came out in I think it was 2017 now. That is my all-time favorite set. It is a fantastic set, and I love it. And I'm so happy that they decided to keep adding on more to it. But I'm also a little annoyed because this is not exactly what I had planned for the city. But yeah. But this episode is going to be mostly me building the set and then placing it into the city and reworking what I already had planned to fit this into the city. Because like I said in the last episode, these three sets, the original city set, the docks, and now the gardens, the city set is what originally inspired me to build Ninjago City in the first place. And it started as, I had a normal modular city before, called Studsville, that's what I used to call it. And then I had like the modular city sets into my own buildings in there. And when the city set was announced 4 years ago now, I thought, oh man, this set is so awesome, I want to put it in the city. It's a little different though, so why don't I make it like a Chinatown district sort of thing in my city? That'd be pretty cool. But my idea for it just kept getting bigger and bigger once I got the set, and I thought, you know, why don't I just split my city in half and make it into an Ninjago City? So that's what really what started this whole project in the first place, and now we got into getting rid of the normal modular city and making it all Ninjago. So yeah. So what the problem is with this set, you can kind of see with the back, is how it curves off here. The sidewalk ends here. It doesn't keep going on like the other two are. It doesn't give you, besides here. So you really only wanted to continue on one side. So once I have this built, the question will be, where am I placing it compared to the other two? Because I want all three to be together. So it's just going to be a bit of a challenge to figure out how I want to place it together. But yeah, this set looks fantastic, and I'm really excited to build it. But yeah, I highly recommend picking this up, and I haven't even built it yet. Yeah, this thing is fantastic. Look at it! Look at it! It's so cool! You have like the, you know, you can even switch out the poster frames like in the other two set, which is awesome. So more details for other places in the city. That's what I keep thinking. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun build. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so let's open this bad boy up. See what's inside here. Oh geez, 22 bags. That's what it's looking like so far. Good lord, that's a lot of bags. That is a lot of bags. No, I stand corrected, it's 26. It looks like 26 is what it's going up to. This bag is almost all trans blue tiles. 24. Yeah, I think the last couple bags of this separate little island build should probably organize all these first before I open up the next one. So I'm going to put these down here. Put them down here so they're not on the table and not in my way as I build. So that would just be a pain. 20. Jeez. Alright. Huh. I don't think I've seen that piece before. Probably a Technic thing. No, it's a Technic, so. Dark gray base plate, fantastic. This is, oh, okay. The 3 booklets that make this. What the hell? What is this? Holy cow. Holy cow, look at this. I did not know this was included in the set. I saw this separately. I thought it was just some fan art thing. But this is actually part of the set. That is fantastic. That's season 1, or the pilot episodes. Samakai, Nia, Sensei Wu, Garmadon, Kai J, I'm sorry, Cole, J, Kai, and Zane. Now I have the golden weapons. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. That is absolutely a fantastic piece of artwork right there. Holy cow. You got all the dragons. Samakai actually looks pretty freaky. Not gonna lie, yeah, it's freaky. And the camera would focus. Yeah, look at that. He's freaky, man. Holy cow. There's nothing on the back, but that is really cool for LEGO to include like a piece of artwork in the actual set. That is incredible. I don't think they've ever done something like this before. I'm gonna have to get a frame for this because that is fantastic. Holy cow. Holy cow. I'm actually, like, shocked. A lot of stickers, too, which is nice. Fan poster included. Huh! Oh, so it's in here. Oh, okay. Here's an explanation. So, here on book 1 of the instructions, you have fan poster included. Now, if you look inside, as a testament to all our fans who made the 10th anniversary of LEGO Ninjago possible, this model includes a fan-made post by Joshua Deck, which is his own creative interpretation of the TV series. Find out more online. That is fantastic. Holy cow. I'm like blown away. Oh my gosh. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And what's even better is that was a complete shock for me. That was a complete surprise. That's cool. That is really cool. Wow. Alright, that's all those there. One. Put this on the bottom here. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's get started on this. Alright, so the build is complete, and I gotta say, this is a fantastic set. I know I said a lot, but dude, this set is just filled with detail. You got Chen's Noodle House, you got an ice cream shop, you got little apartments for the figures, and it's just tons of really cool small details in here. You got like the Zen Garden on the top, you got the Ninja Hideout, it's got games for them and all that. You have Jay's suit hidden up in there too. It's just from top to bottom of the set, it's just filled with detail. And it's just incredible that the designers of the set are able just to cram so much detail into such a, it's net, it's so much detail. I love the garden in the back, the little temple with the reference to Zane's Memorial from Season 3, rebooted. That's a wonderful addition there. It's just so much stuff in here. You can even have like a ice cream splat, like someone dropped their ice cream, which I found to be a nice little funny detail. One little feature I like, even though it's just so small and it's not a lot, is this ladder that goes up and down that gets the ninjas to the little hideout there. I thought that was just a really nice ladder that could go up and down. I just found that to be really cool. And you also got these posters, like in the other sets, that you can interchange. And the first one's a reference to Space Police 3, which is my favorite Space Police line and one of my favorite space lines. I used to have it all the time as a kid. The second one's a reference to Johnny Thunder and the Adventurers line. And the last one's just like a classic monster movie shark thing, which is still pretty cool, but nothing too special. This is a reference to Rock Raiders theme, and the Rock Raiders theme used a lot of these turquoise colors that the stickers placed on, which I thought was cool. Then you got a reference to Time Twins and Prime Empire, which are previous villains from, or seasons from Ninjago. And then like this whole build, it's just like it towers over you as I'm sitting. You can see it when I'm sitting building it. It towers over you. It's just a really tall set, and there's just so many floors to it. Like the first level of the city is 2 floors. The second level is 2 floors, and on each floor of this building, there's so much detail that you really got to get this set for yourself just to see how much detail is in it. It's incredible. All right, let's talk about the figures. There's 18 figures in this set, but really there's like 21 if you count like the statues and extra suits. You get casual versions of the ninja. You get a new version of Misako and Ronin. You get another Clutch Powers in this set, which is always a great addition. You get the 10th anniversary version of Wu, the golden version of Wu. The beard piece is new in gold, so that's pretty interesting to see in gold. But I think this is a fantastic version of Wu, and he looks pretty cool with like the golden printing and all that. My favorite figure of the set is definitely the Casual J. If you look at his jacket, you see like the buttons from the season 11 suit. I think it's season 11. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool like add-on. It's like his ninja suit, but casual. And we finally get the blonde bowl cut for young Lloyd. I think we've been waiting for this for like 10 years. No, that's cool. And we also finally get a version, of actual figure of one of the. Now he's been around for a couple seasons. The mechanic. They gave him dual mode leg, which is really cool. Nice build for a weapon too, and the printing is really fantastic on him. Alright, so here's my quick little review of the set, because this set is just so fantastic. I just want to talk about it a little bit. This thing is so incredible. There's so many just cool building techniques and details just put into this set, and I love the usage of the parts. Like on the roofs for these sets and these Ninjago City sets are incredible. This one used butcher's axes in black. That's another one. This one used treasure chest. The covers, the lids for the treasure chest in black, and that's an entirely new color for that piece, which is incredible. I would have never thought of using a piece like that for a roof. You got some of the new slope pieces in here. It's just so many incredible pieces, and even in this one of the plants back here. You have the Wolverine claws in green used as leaves to cover up the tree. It's incredible. It's just really cool. I just can't believe how, like, some of the usage of the parts in here. And like you have the stairs going at an angle to go up here. Oh my gosh, there's so much really. I just love the set. It's just an incredible set, and it's gonna look great in the city. It's gonna look great with the other sets next to it, and just also the inclusion of this poster that just blew me away. That's a fantastic conclusion to celebrate the 10 years in Ninjago and all that. Cause I got this on the 14th. I built it. I stayed up to 2 a.m. Building a set because I was like, I don't want to stop. I want to build this thing the whole way through, and I did. On my laptop over here, I watched the first 2 seasons of Ninjago. I built this. Oh, it was fantastic. It was a fantastic build. The figures are great, as I said before, and oh yeah, this is just a fantastic set. So now onto the second half of this video, which is placing this and figuring out how this, placing this in a city and figuring out how I'm gonna work around some of the little intricacies of the set to get it to fit in my city. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, the gardens is in the city, and it's looking great. It looks really nice together side by side with the city set. That's awesome, man. So you're probably wondering why I wanted to put it here instead of like on the end of that set, like the Lego advertises it on the box with the promotional images. Now, I'll show you. You got to come around over to this side of the city. Now, if you look over here at the dock set, you can see where where the building ends. You have all like the kind of the walls. It's like cut off. You have all the walls and exposed pieces and all that. So that, that's blah. But it gets covered up when you build alongside it. Like same thing with the gardens and the city set. That stuff gets covered up pretty easy when you put more buildings next to it. Now, the thing is, if I was to do what Lego advertised, and I wanted to make this originally like a whole strip of just the sets, just like a whole straight area, and not this like J shape like I have going on here. The problem would be if I, took the gardens and I put it here. This little shrine temple area for Zane from season 3 with the Ninjroids. That temple would be connecting here. So you can see all that because you don't have anything connecting there onto the sides of the building. It's just straight down to that temple or the shrine. So that's not gonna work. You're gonna see all that, and I want that to be covered. I'm sure you guys want that to be covered because that doesn't look, that's not gonna look great exposed and all that. So, and I know this section comes off. The shrine comes off. It's its own section. And you can take those little corners, the little corner sidewalks off of the garden set. But I like those corners. I like how the sidewalk curves around and ends. That's a perfect way to end the sidewalks. And the buildings on the gardens, the sides of the buildings are like completed. They are meant to be displayed that way. They're meant to look like an end cap of a city building. Or a city block, I guess you don't know what I'm trying to say. It's made to look clean and finished. That's how it's supposed to be displayed. And I really like it, and I don't want to change that. So that's how I want to keep it. So that's fine. So that's perfectly fine. I'm really happy with how this is all laid out. The only one kind of nitpicky thing is where you have the docks here and the shrine. They kind of, if you were actually planning out a real world city, that wouldn't work out, and I'll be kind of, that wouldn't work in the real world. But obviously this isn't the real world. This is Lego. This is Ninjago. None of this is real. But I wanted to look, like if you were a minifigure living in the city, you could get around like we would in the real world. But that's fine. And you're probably not gonna be able to see that because I'm gonna have buildings over here and over here, and here and all that. So you might not be able to see into there unless you're looking at like from a certain angle. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna put like a waterway here anyways. I'm gonna have like a building here, a strip of buildings here, and then the water here. So it will still like function somewhat, but it's not the ideal way like I would if I was making this whole thing from scratch without any sets. But like I said before, ooh, I'm getting the hiccups all of a sudden. I want to include these sets no matter what, so I'm going to do what I have to and what I can do to make these sets fit. So let's go back around over here. I'll talk about the building I actually took apart. That was right here. It was that building, but I took it apart so the docks is going to fit, and I'll be able to make like kind of a smoother transition to it, because I didn't originally plan on the docks being a corner building and having this like end cap style to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this area kind of like the river going through the city. It's going to be wider here, get skinnier and skinnier down here. I'm going to get more like kind of snaking through the city areas, the building areas. And it gets back to being wider over there with the bridge that connects the city to the landscaping area, with the mountain, the small village, and the temple, the monastery, and the rice field and all that. So that's fine. That's fine. And I want to keep these buildings for sure, because these are some of the best buildings I've made, really. And I'm really happy with how these come out. I do have to change this one up a little bit because I'll have something on the side here, but that's fine. I haven't even finished this building yet. I got the pieces to finish the roof finally, and all I have to do is just change this. I can get rid of this curved corner maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But the only thing I'll really have to change is this, and just rework this section. I'm gonna have to rework these, these bases I had originally laid out, but no, in the next section of this video, I'm going to be drawing out the actual, or redrawing the plans for the city. So you'll see what I'm planning on doing. So, yeah. I mean, there's not much really to talk about here left besides just admire this wonderful set that I finally have. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. But yeah. Now, let's get to redesigning the city, and I think that's going to be it for part 4. Kind of a shorter part, but yeah, let's get to it. Alright, here we are. I'm redrawing the plans for the city. So here was the original ones. You can already see how different it's become. I completely forgot I had this whole area like kind of curving in and like would slope down, not just be a straight drop like I have it now with the wall and all that. Making it more like a lower, definitely making it more separate between a lower and an upper city. They also had a lot more area like the set style. This was before we even had any inclination that we were getting a third set that would fit into the whole city. So you can see I had the docks all the way out here, not more inwards like it is now. But yeah, wow, it is definitely changed a lot already from what I originally had planned. So I drew the whole table in pen. I'm going to draw the sets where they are in pen too, just so none of that's going to get moved or anything. So these little notches are each is a base plate. So 2 notches equals 1 base plate. So this is 15 by 9, 32 by 32 stud base plates. The most common size base plates. That's the ones I have in the city. And what also helps too is by doing it by 2. Say if I have something by like a half base plate, that would just be a 1 by 2 rectangle on here. If I had a 48 by 48 base plate, it would be a 3 by 3 square. That comes in handy when you're doing like a large layout like this, when you're working with a lot of base plates and stuff like that. One thing I didn't realize is that I grabbed a smaller graph paper, but that's fine. Just kind of got to do what you got to work with what you have. But also, I wanted to show you guys where I got a lot of my ideas from. So yeah, so this is a little journal I keep, a little notebook with all sorts of ideas I have for not just the city, but for other mocks I want to do in the future and other builds I have planned. So you can see here I've done like other SketchUps and stuff. This was actually the last version of the city. Forgot that was in here. But yeah, so I keep ideas I have in here, not just for Ninjago City and stuff. There was a book I found at Barnes & Noble for $8. It's pretty cool. It's a book on Japan, and it shows like it shows a lot of really cool kind of like the lifestyle and like architecture of Japan, and especially like this picture. This is perfect. This is gonna be a perfect reference photo when I'm working on the lower city area, not the lower city. Sorry, like the village I want to have near the monastery of Spinjitzu and the mountain. I want to have like a little village near the mountain. So having a picture like this is going to be very helpful. So I can get an idea like what kind of things I need to recreate for that style architectures. Because a lot of Ninjago is inspired by Japanese and Chinese architecture and lore, and I feel like it's more towards the Japanese side of thing with ninjas and I feel like a lot of it, especially now as I've been watching a lot of anime and reading a lot of manga, especially the show seems to be a bit more, especially recently, it's been inspired by a lot more like tropes from anime and stuff. So I'm doing this mostly Ninjago, but I'm also gonna include a couple like little references to anime stuff. So I actually want to build a school, like a high school, which is I'll show that there's actually a little bit in the book and here too. But I want to do a high school because not only is there a high school in the Ninjago movie, which this book really comes in handy too. It's like the making of the movie book for the movie. They show a lot of the concept art from like the designing of the city and stuff. But there it is. Here it is. The Ninjago High School. So I'm going to use this as a bit of a reference, but I'm going to use references to a bunch of slice of life high school animes I've been watching recently. I've been kind of a sucker for it, but it's I enjoy it. I have fun. I watch it as I'm working on stuff for the city. And My Hero Academia is my favorite one. That's like that's like a really recognizable one, especially when it comes to high school like animes. So you get so I think so I'm going to use that as a bit of an inspiration too when I'm working on the high school, which I want to put it in the upper city area. The upper city area here where the road is and all that. I'm going to put it up here next to the apartments and all that. And also it's like Lego magazines, like especially one for the Ninjago movie, which showcase a lot of like fan builds, a lot of fan mocks based around Ninjago. So that definitely helps to have is like get ideas from other people, not copy people's ideas, but get ideas. I think this was actually the build that inspired me to do the sidewalks like I have them. Not use like how all the circle pieces or the circle tiles like they have, but you know they did it fine. But I felt like that's not how I would do it. But so I took their idea and kind of made it into my own, twisted it around, made it something different. You know, so it's always a good idea to take ideas from other people. You know, that's useful. Exoforce is also another Lego theme that's inspired by Japanese anime kind of thing. Especially if you look at the minifigures, you'll notice it's definitely inspired by anime and manga drawing art style. But I thought just having this on hand is just a good like little reference to get maybe ideas. I want to do a couple mech things, so maybe not in the city, but for my own separate builds. But yeah. I'm gonna work on recreating the drawing here, so I'll kind of speed that part of the video up. You'll see me just drawing like the stuff that we already do have, and then I'll work on redrawing this area, maybe changing it up a bit. So yeah, let's get working on that now. Alright, so I drew what I have so far completed in the city. So as you can see here, I drew the city, the dock set, and the garden set here in pen. So if I want to change something around it, it's not going to get moved. So what I'm thinking, so here's where I have the docks now, and here's where I have like the whole, it separates from the upper city to the lower city down here. The bridge is going to be here. So I just got to think of how I want to do this, because I want to have, so this here, where it comes in, is going to be water, probably. And I'm not going to draw like all the little like cracks of water I want to draw through here, or I want to do through here. I'm not going to draw all that. Just gonna be a lot of small stuff that's gonna be, hard to see. So, like, why bother? So my thinking is, I want to have some water coming through in front of the gardens and behind the docks. And now the hard part is just figuring out how I want it to flow through, to come out here, and to kind of go along with the landscaping over here. Well, that's just that's the harder part. Yeah, so let me just draw on the mountain real quick, because the mountain, I want it to be a 3x3 section. It's going to have like the ninja cave under there, it's going to have the monastery on there, all that. So I want that to be a larger area. But yeah. A lot of thinking, a lot of brainstorming going on. The gears definitely turning in my head. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep sketching things out. See if I can come up with something I like. Alright, so I think I got something good going here. I like how, I had an idea, maybe I should make this like a curved section that kind of curves in here. Make the base like a really large curved area. I did that in the last city and I actually really enjoyed that section. That was a fun little section to do. Actually, not, it wasn't little, it was a pretty big size section. Well, it was a pretty fun one to do, so I actually wouldn't mind doing another curved section like that again. So I think I'll do that there. And that'll be a good way to kind of continue the whole the set style of building into like this area over here. Because I was thinking I would just make it like a whole block over here. But I think it would be kind of cool if I curved into here. That might be a neat way to do it. And then you got the bridge here, because this is going to be all the landscaping area. So I'm going to do the village here instead of had it over here originally. I think I'm going to move it over to here. Maybe do some rice fields over here, kind of leading into the village area and the mountain. I think this is where I'll do the village. Don't know exactly how big I want to do it, but we will soon find out, I guess. Alright, so I think I'm pretty much done. I just gotta figure out where I want to put buildings now, really. So I think I can do that separately than this video, because that's going to be more like, it's not placing the building, the placement of the buildings most likely won't stay the same for this area. This area for sure, because these are going to be bigger buildings, they're going to have to stay here. But down here, it's going to kind of be like kind of whatever. But I think this is where I'm going to put the village, the small village. It's not going to be very big. And it's not going to be like a bunch of buildings really close together. They're going to be a little bit spread out. Some will be closer than others. And I mean, they're not going to be as tightly fit as the city are. I'm going to have the rice fields over here. I'll have pathways going to the rice fields, or past the rice fields, up to the mountain and into the village and all that. But yeah. For the most part, this is what the city's going to look like now, compared to what I originally had planned. It's not that different, but it's slightly different than what I had planned, especially this area has changed over the course of actually building it. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for episode 4, so I guess let's just wrap things up for now. Alright, now that's pretty much it for episode 4. Yeah, because it was just building the gardens, placing it into the city, and kind of reworking the plans. So yeah, I'm still working on sorting and finishing up, tidying up my collection. As you probably saw, I cleaned up a lot of the parts that were strewn about in the city. But yeah, I'm just working on still sorting out for now. But I wanted to build the gardens and get the plan reworked as soon as I possibly can. So, I literally just got the set yesterday, and I finished it at 2 in the morning. Today, the January 15th. So yeah, I really powered through this thing. But yeah, so it's a short episode, but at least it's something, So it's gonna be a while. I know I said this in the last one. I know I pretty much say this at the end of almost every episode, but it's probably gonna be a little bit longer till the next one, because still working on sorting and cleaning up everything. So when I eventually do have to move locations, it's gonna be easier to do it than when everything is not sorted. So, but yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, shorter episode. Follow me on Instagram to get more frequent updates on the city if I do make any buildings or whatever I do in the city. Yeah, so follow me on Instagram, and if you think this is a cool project or whatever I'm doing here, share it with your friends, share it with your family. See that guy walking down the street? Hey, you look cool. Look at this cool Lego thing that this weird guy is doing. You can do that, but probably don't want to do that. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Subscribe and stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.